What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color and to another episode of the Physical Media Rundown, where we talk about all the new releases coming out this week. Today we're talking about January 14th. All of these titles will be dropping tomorrow on Tuesday, January 14th. We, of course, shoot this show the night before, Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell your friends and come out and join us, because we always have a great time talking about movies, physical media, and collecting here on the channel. We've been doing this for 56 episodes now? Almost 60 episodes. It's been a wild ride. We're keeping it going in 2025. Let's see who's here in the chat already. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Collector Movie Man, look at this. Hey, Films by Color. I have my Inglourious Basterds Arrow video coming tomorrow or Wednesday. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you because apparently that's already gone out of print, not out of print, but it's already sold out according to the next commenter, or a couple of commenters down the road here. I saw already. I was doing a little sneak peek, but Patrick Williams says, DJ, Inglourious Basterds 4K are sold out on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart. Already sold out. This keeps happening. I don't know if they're not ordering enough or if they're just like saying they're sold out and they're not really sold out, because I feel like we've been getting second waves of these coming in. I don't know what's going on, but apparently you can't grab one of those right now. Hopefully it comes back in print very quickly. Henry's here. Good evening, DJ and Cinephiles. Anyone excited for Criterion releases this week? What are your predictions? I'm excited, and I'm fine. I think I'm going to be meeting up with John Wednesday. Hopefully they announce it this time. Last time we got together, and then Criterion didn't release it on the 15th, and we had to wait several days later. But he's been out of town for a while, like out of the country, so I haven't seen him in a while. But I did see him this morning. We met up at a Barnes & Noble. We shot an Arrow video. 50% off sale hunting video, so we're gonna get that up for you as soon as we can the next couple days. That was a lot of fun. Great to see you, John. Michael Smith is here. Evil Wax, Kevin House, Baloney, winner of the last giveaway. I'll be sending that out to you this week, so stay tuned for that. Robert Rogers is here. Carrie Witt is here. Your friend Mr. Jones. Yeah, look at this. Lots of folks here. Nacho's very excited to be here, and so am I. Let's talk about some new releases. This is a very short week. There's only a few things coming out, so I think I'm probably going to stop this one at around an hour instead of dragging it out to an hour and a half, so I can get back to recording, because I was just recording my top 10 releases of last year. I've got a ton of crap all over my desk over here. If you could see the mess, it would be very off-putting, but I've got my entire top 10 releases from last year, plus a bunch of honorable mentions, so a bunch of stuff over here. I'm going to get back to recording that, hopefully finish that tonight and get that up for you guys soon as well. Let's jump into the new releases here. We've got, already been mentioned, the Inglourious Basterds 4K. This is, I believe, the same 4K that was released by Universal. A lot of people talking about this, kind of a controversial release. I feel like every release is a controversial release these days, but a beautiful box set from Arrow Video, one of their limited edition hard boxes that they've been doing. They've been putting the slipcovers on the hard boxes these days, which is too much for me. I can't even keep up with all the packaging. So you got the standard art cards and the double-sided poster, but this one looks like it's got some extra goodies in here. You got like another little card here, some more little postcards down here, and then you got like a sticker. Like, look at this. More stuff crammed in there for the price, and then you got the slipcover, and there is the hard box that's made to look like the folder from the film. And yeah, this is a 4K only. I don't think there's a Blu-ray included. Obviously no digital. Boutique labels don't do that. But that's what it looks like. There's the slipcover. Let me know what you think of that one, guys. I know a lot of people have already pre-ordered it. Some people can't, though, because it's already out of print. But there it is. Inglourious Basterds. One of the most famous Tarantino films. I don't need to talk about it. You guys know what it is. I'm just here to tell you what's coming out. Next up, we've got another great film. I actually like this movie a lot. It's Snowpiercer, getting a 4K Amazon exclusive Steelbook. Everything's an exclusive these days. So we've got Amazon exclusive Steelbook. I think it's a Lionsgate film. We did a Lionsgate like top 10 films we would love to see get Lionsgate exclusive Steelbooks, and I can't remember if I put Snowpiercer on my list a lot. I thought about putting Snowpiercer on the list, and I didn't end up doing it, I don't think, but I should have, because it's great. I actually like this movie a lot. It's a Bong Joon-ho film, an earlier Bong Joon-ho film. The first Bong Joon-ho film I ever saw. I saw this before Okja, and I hadn't seen any of his earlier stuff before that. But of course now I've seen Parasite and several others. But this is Snowpiercer, and it's beautiful looking steelbook. It's got a slipcover over the top, like Lionsgate always does, with some translucent slide off goodness on there. It's 3 discs. This looks really cool, actually. How expensive is this? Ooh, $35. Remember when Lionsgate steelbooks were $20, guys? Those were the days. Look at that. It looks awesome, though. I love this movie. Chris Evans still holds the record, I think, for most comic book movies ever made. There's the back. Looks so good. I really want this. I still have my Blu-ray. This is the current version I have, which is actually a pretty cool release for an older Blu-ray. Look at that. You got a slipcover, and then it's got like the Paramount Presents style where it opens up, and it's got like a nice painting of the train. Such a cool movie, by the way, if you haven't seen it. Tackles a lot of the same themes as Parasite. I think Bong Joon-ho really likes that kind of stuff. So if you like Parasite, check this one out. If you like Parasite and you want like a more sci-fi action movie version, check out Snowpiercer. It's really good. I like it quite a bit, and I really want that Lionsgate steelbook. I don't know if I'm going to spring for it or not, but it's definitely going to have to go in the wish list for safekeeping until I can afford it, because it looks awesome. Let's see what people are saying here. We've only done 2 releases, but like I said, it's a lighter week, and the chat is flying up, so I'm going to try to keep up here as I go. Collector Movie Man. I hope we get Killers of the Flower Moon from Criterion. That would be amazing. I hope Apple finally decides to give the rights to somebody to do that, because that would be great. And Criterion would be the perfect. I mean, it's Scorsese, and he works with Criterion all the time, so that definitely should happen. Why So Bluetooth? Trying to stay cool. We are in LA, and it's on fire at the moment. Jeez, yeah, I've heard about that. It's nuts. Over here, we're freezing. We had snow this weekend. We had a snowstorm, like a blizzard this weekend. It was crazy. Covered the whole ground with snow. I can't even remember the last. I don't know. It's been years. That has never happened since my kids have been born, so they were loving it this weekend. Out playing in the snow. Had a really good time doing that. Joshua LeBure. Tomorrow I'm getting my Correda box set, a BFI 3 films from Ozu set, and Floating Clouds from BFI. I'm going to be so zen this week. Wow, that's a lot of great stuff that I didn't even know was coming out. I gotta keep up more with BFI and the UK labels. Your friend Mr. Jones got my Inglourious Basterds from Arrow a week or 2 ago, as well as the A24 Deluxe Collector's Edition of Stop Making Sense, The Green Knight, Midsommar, and Everything Everywhere. Wow, you went crazy on the deluxe editions. I have all of those except for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stop Making Sense is right here. Why is this on my desk? May have made my top 10. I don't know. Could be. Michael Smith, anybody else see the tweet from Dawn of the Disc about Shout getting the rights to tons of HK epics like all the John Woo films? I did see that, but I thought it was Arrow. Was it Shout? I thought it was Arrow that got the rights. Maybe I misread that. Patrick Craig, Snowpiercer is excellent. Got to rewatch it. I agree, and I also have to rewatch it. That is actually a weird film. Me and Grace need to rewatch that, because that came out when we were dating, and I remember that's the only film that we've ever watched on the phone together. Like, we were on the phone the entire time, talking while we watched that movie. Not talking too much. Obviously, we were watching the movie, but yeah, that's a weird memory for that film. But I really got to rewatch that one. I've only seen it once. Dan's Den, Snowpiercer's terrific. Why So Bluetooth? I get my first haul from the Arrow Barnes & Noble sale Friday the 13th, Crimson Peak, and a Simple Plan 4Ks. That's awesome. I'm actually interested in Simple Plan. I haven't seen that at a store yet. Well, I've seen it, but I haven't seen the 4K version yet. Other people mentioning their A24 releases that they've got recently, and their Arrow Video sale releases. Patrick Williams, Lionsgate, we've got 2 Patricks in here. Lionsgate is rocking it with its own Lionsgate Limited website, Amazon, and Walmart. $20 4K Steelbooks days are clearly over. I'm glad to get in on the early 4K Steelbooks from Best Buy and Walmart years ago. Yeah, there's some that I wish I had grabbed of those Lionsgate Steelbooks. Like, I think they put out, I'm never going to remember the name of it right now. Ghost in the Shell. I think they had a Ghost in the Shell one. There was a Dread one that I wish I had grabbed. There was a Cabin in the Woods one that was before I started collecting those Steelbooks. All these are very expensive on eBay now, so I can't pull the trigger. I can't pay like $50, $60 for them. But man, those days when they were $20 at Best Buy was pretty awesome, and I should have taken more advantage of it. I don't have too many. I have a few. I have about 5 or 6, but I need more. Next up, we've got Chinatown getting a 4K. Now, obviously, this already got a 4K release last year in the Paramount Presents line, and it was on a lot of people's top 10 lists. I missed it. I didn't grab that one. I wish I had. I still got my old Blu-ray here. And it is a beautiful Blu-ray. Look at this slipcover. Look at that. Let me get that out of the way. Oh my, look at that. That's crazy. Looks really, really good. But obviously the Paramount Presents release is a 4K, and I've heard that 4K restoration is awesome. But this new 4K release, it's a re-release. It's just a Paramount only, and it has the same artwork as this. But I don't think it's going to look like this. I think it's just the poster. It's got the 4K banner at the top. It's not going to have all of this special treatment on it, embossed and like holofoil and all that stuff. I think it's just the standard poster. You've got the 4K at the top. This one does come with the digital code. So if you didn't want to spring for the like more expensive $35 Paramount Presents release and you wanted to hold out, this one's only $26 bucks, and it's actually on sale right now for $23 on Amazon. Link in the description if you want to grab that through the Amazon links down there. I'll also put that in the comments for you guys. Chinatown. It's great. Wonderful movie. One of Jack Nicholson's best. I actually have seen the film, and I like it quite a bit. I didn't grab that Paramount Presents, but if you didn't either, and you want a second chance at grabbing it, there you go. Same transfer, just a less fancy release, which I know a lot of people don't care about the fancy packaging. So that's great. I'm glad they're doing that. They're also doing another one here from Paramount Pictures, Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968. Look at this. Same deal. Just kind of a, I think they did it. Did they do a Paramount Presents of this as well? I think they did. So if you want that fancier one, I don't know if it's still in print. It might be out of print. But here you go. You've got, this one's a 4K Blu-ray and digital, all three. So if you missed that one, this Sergio Leone film, there you go. I said that really weird. I'm sorry. Once Upon a Time in the West, getting a 4K standard edition. Still has a slipcover. It's just not in the Paramount Presents line. And there you go. Coming out this week. That's pretty cool. I like Paramount. Paramount's been doing good stuff. I actually prefer the Paramount Presents line, but they are expensive, so I totally understand if you missed out on those. Then we've got one more here from Shout Factory. Shaw Brothers Classics Volume 5, another big box set from them. I could have put this in the thumbnail, but I didn't because there's a lot of stuff coming out this week, or big stuff coming out this week. Not a lot of stuff coming out this week. Here we've got Shaw Brothers Classics Volume 5. They always have some really cool artwork on these. Little Shaw Brothers logo down there. I don't know anything about these films, but they're already on number 5. I can read the names of them at least. Silent Swordsman, Rape of the Sword. I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. The Fastest Sword, Twin Blades of Doom, 12 Deadly Assassins, Mission Impossible, and 6 Assassins. So 11 movies on here. Holy smokes, that's a lot. And some really nice looking artwork. I don't think they do any kind of booklets or like goodies in these. I think it's just the films. But at least you get a nice big box set to keep all 11 films in. It looks great on the shelf. That's retailing for $170, but right now on Amazon you can get it for $135. I'll make sure I add that to the description as well. I don't think I put that on the list yet, but I'll get a link for that one too. These are 60s and 70s action martial art movies, of course, from Shaw Brothers. Let me know if you've seen any of those. Those are some, I think we're getting pretty obscure at this point, but those are cool. I don't have any of those sets, but if you have all of them, those would look great together. We got another row here. We're going to get to some Criterion releases and another Arrow video release, but we'll talk to you guys for a little bit first, and then we'll jump back into the new releases. What are people saying in the chat? Interesting, Matt. I just finished watching my 4K Steel of 7. I really like the transfer. I've heard good things about that release. Some people still upset about the packaging, but heard the release is great. Nacho, I have the Dread Steelbook. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that one looks great. I would love it. If you want to donate it to the channel. Ethan Edwards, I wanted the Kurosawa Ran Steelbook, but never found it at Best Buy. I do have that one. That one's awesome. It's right back there. It's great. Robert Rogers, My Barnes & Noble has the A24 books, but doesn't have the actual movies. Weird. Yeah, My Barnes & Noble's had the books for a while, and then they just got the movies recently, so maybe it's just a matter of time. I don't know. Maybe they're just weird, like you said. Why so BlueTube? I do have the Snowpiercer on 4K coming this week, and I have another Amazon order that's delayed with Torso and Barbarella on 4K. Amazon was price matching against Barnes & Noble. Oh, sweet. Well, not sweet. I don't like that that Amazon's trying to put Barnes & Noble out of business, but I'm glad you got your hands on them because those are great. I have the Barbarella 4K, and it's awesome. Henry, the great thing about Chinatown Paramount Presents Edition is that it includes the sequel, The Two Jakes. Yes, I did hear about that, but The Two Jakes, I think, is getting its own 4K release soon, and that was only a Blu-ray, so if you want both on 4K, you can get this and then follow it up with The Two Jakes later on this year. Let's see. Carrie Witt, I can't wait for Shout to do Hard Boiled. I thought Criterion would eventually do, since they did a very impressive DVD years ago. Better Tomorrow movies too. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be I'm sure there's a ton of stuff coming out this year. I'm also going to be doing like a top 10 most anticipated movies for the year. I put together a list for that. So hopefully I can get that shot in the next couple days. We'll see. Got a lot of stuff coming up. Interesting. Collector Movie Man Films by Color. Did you see the price of the Lionsgate Limited Steelbooks? $40. I did not see that. I haven't looked at Lionsgate's website yet, but I need to. But that's steep. I'm not excited about $40 for a Steelbook. All right, let's jump into the Criterion releases that are coming out this week. This was announced a few months ago. We talked about it then, but let's talk about it now. JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling is getting a 4K Blu-ray combo pack from Criterion. 1986 darkly comedic biopic. Here we go. Let me pull this up. Incredible artwork. I love the artwork on this. Can't tell you much about the film because I haven't seen it, but it stars Richard Pryor. After severely burning himself in a drug incident, a comedian has a near-death experience in which he reviews his life. Interesting. So kind of similar, well, I guess not really. I was going to say kind of similar to, well, I was going to reference a musical that's from Criterion that's kind of about the same thing, about a choreographer who's dying. And anyway, it's similar, but there's also a comedian in that, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But yeah, it reminds me of that. JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling 4K Blu-ray coming out this week. And not only is that coming out from Criterion, but we've also got another one coming out from Criterion, The Mother and the Whore 4K Blu-ray combo pack. Again, they're pretty much across the board just putting out 4Ks at this point. Sorry for you guys who are trying to buy all the Criterion 4Ks because they've taken over. Here's the cover on that. 1973 film. We'll read the synopsis because it's short. The aimless, clueless Parisian pseudo-intellectual Alexander lives with his tempestuous older girlfriend, Marie, and begins a dalliance with the younger, sexually liberated Veronica, leading to a volatile open relationship marked by everyday emotional violence and subtle but catastrophic shifts in power dynamics. That's the most French synopsis I've ever heard. Sounds like a French film to me. And color me intrigued. That sounds good. That sounds great. I'm excited to watch that one. Haven't seen that one yet. 70s French movies are, well, I was going to say my jam, but I've seen other 70s. No, that's 60s. The swimming pool is 60s, but it's close. I love 60s and 70s stuff, mostly Eric Romer, but that sounds great. And then also from Arrow Video, we've got Incubus coming out, limited edition 4K, Ultra HD Plus Blu-ray edition. This is one of the smaller limited editions. That's just a slipcover with some art cards and a poster. Doesn't have the big art hard box or anything, but it's William Shatner, Incubus, and it's got a nice little slipcover if you're a collector of those. A 1966 film. Wow, interesting. I've never seen this. A 60s horror film, and is it in Spanish? I can't tell what language it's in. Kia is a succubus, luring to their final perdition men who already have sinful habits and libertine inclinations. She tires of this. It's too easy, and these souls are going to hell anyway. She wants to, this is written weird, she wants to match wits and charm with someone who is good. So against the advice of her sister, Amael, Kia seeks out Mark, a man who has already faced death with courage. After a night together, Kia finds that not only is Mark's goodness still intact, but she has been ravaged by love. In anger, she and Amael conjure an incubus to deal with Mark. This sounds amazing. The incubus starts with Mark's sister, Arndis, who will win the struggle for souls. Wow. I have never heard of this, but it looks awesome. Look at this black and white cinematography. Fascinating. See, this is why I do the show, because I would have never known this came out, and it looks amazing. Let me know if you guys have seen Incubus. I didn't even think much of it when I was flipping through this, but that sounds really cool, and I might have to check that one out. Arrow Video Sale goes all month long, and that one should be included if it comes out this week. I might have to look further into that one. You guys have to let me know in the comments. All right, let's talk to you guys in the chat a little bit. We've got a few more big releases to talk about this evening. Let me scroll back up. Carrie Witt, my Barnes & Noble had the A24 stuff hidden. Definitely ask. I think they don't know where to put them. Ooh, interesting. That's, yeah, they're trying to get stuff out there, but I remember this morning when me and John got there, they didn't have any of the Arrow stuff out, and they they put it out for us because anyway, I don't want to go into it, but they like had to quickly build a end cap display of all the Arrow stuff so we could shoot the video. But yeah, they're not getting it out fast enough. I wish they would put that stuff out for us, especially because there's a sale going on. Dan Stan, I saw 3 films last week in the theater back to back: Nora, Flow, and A Real Pain. I am excited for all 3 of those, especially Flow. I love animated stuff, and that's supposed to be incredible. And A Real Pain, I've been seeing stuff with those 2 actors like everywhere, all over the internet, and they seem like such a good pair, and I can't wait to see them together in The Real Pain. Let's see. Patrick Craig, I definitely want to get JoJo Dancer in one of the sales this year. Love Richard Pryor. He's been having like a little renaissance in the boutique world because he just got an Indicator release too. That came out towards the end of last year. Internet user, it seems that Lionsgate is releasing The Third Man at some point in the States. Oh, that would make sense because they've been working with Studio Canal a lot, and they did a release of The Man Who Fell to Earth, which was one of the titles that went out of print the same time from Criterion as The Third Man. My phone is notifying me that is about to die, so I'm going to plug her in so we don't lose the stream halfway through. That would not be good. But yeah, I would not be surprised if The Third Man came out here. There seems to be some correlation with Studio Canal, and Studio Canal just released a big giant Third Man box set overseas, so a Lionsgate Steelbook of that would be pretty nice. I paid way too much for the Criterion, so I would be upset, but I'd be happy that other people can get it. Let's see. Dan's Den, JoJo Dancer, Pryor's fictionalized autobiography film. Saw it on Amazon years and years ago and remember it being pretty good. Matt, after the 4K RAN Steelbook went out of print, I walked into my local Best Buy when they were getting rid of physical media. They had 3 sitting on the shelf that they must have found in the back. Happy day. Hey, congrats. That's awesome. That's probably one of my favorite Steelbooks that I own. It looks incredible. Carrie Witt, I bought 3 Lionsgate Limited Steelbooks, Apocalypse Now, Conversation, and Jackie Brown, because that is its first time on 4K. I dig the art and slipcovers they are doing over there. Yeah, they know what collectors want. They're doing a pretty good job for a studio, for like a mainstream studio. They're doing pretty good. Henry, The Mother and the Whore was a long time coming from Criterion. Glad it finally got released. Yeah, lots of people excited about JoJo and all the Criterion releases. No one talking about Incubus though. I need some thoughts on Incubus. Is it great? Is it as cool as the synopsis sounds? Let's see. Another person confirming, or not confirming, but talking about a rumor that Third Man is coming to Lionsgate Limited. It makes sense. It makes sense. That's pretty exciting. All right, we've also got a re-release of Godzilla Minus One. This is a Godzilla Store exclusive. Whatever that means. I'm not familiar with the Godzilla Store, but there you go. It's just a simple, kind of bare bones release. We got a release a few weeks ago, maybe even a few months ago now, of this finally coming to 4K in America. So this is a nice little exclusive, or not exclusive, nice little re-release. If you missed that first one, you just want to pay. Well, I don't know how much you're going to pay because the price is not listed because it's not available on Amazon because it's a Godzilla Store exclusive. Put out by Toho. I kind of like that they're keeping this film kind of close to the vest. They're not really letting other people distribute this film. They're kind of keeping it in-house, which is cool. It's got an extra cut on there. If you love the movie, you want to watch a different cut. I'm not sure what the cut is, if it's a director's cut or anything. It just says 1 movie and 2 cuts. Godzilla Minus One, big favorite of last year. I still have yet to see it, so maybe this will be my chance to pick it up. I have to go figure out what the Godzilla Store is. Next up, we've got Rumpelstiltskin, and Rumpelstiltskin has been on the list like the last 3 weeks in a row. I don't know why this keeps being put on every week. We're talking about Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know if this is like, if they got more in, if they're re-releasing it this week. I don't know what happened because I know it went out of print for a little bit, but it keeps showing up every week. So I'm going to have to do some research on why that keeps happening. But it looks like a fun release. We talked about it already 2 weeks ago. I won't dive into it again. That's from TerraVision, which also made it on my top 10 list from last year. They put out some great releases. We've got an Oscilloscope Pictures release coming out from Oscilloscope Labs, which I have not picked up anything from in a while. I need to get back to them. This is called Sometimes I Think About Dying. Interesting. I think you can gather what it's about, but I'll read the synopsis. Fran, who likes to think about dying, makes the new guy at work laugh, which leads to dating and more. Now the only thing standing in their way is Fran herself. Interesting. This is kind of like an update on Harold and Maude. Harold and Maude is an amazing film. I watched that for the first time last year from Criterion. Check that one out. That's also got a Paramount Presents 4K, which I don't have, but I'm sure looks great. Incredible movie. Highly recommended. This kind of seems like a similar vein here, but it's a new movie, 2023, like Oscilloscope usually does. And I'm glad they're still putting stuff out, even though I'm not keeping up with them. Look at that. Looks awesome. I love it. I love their releases. They always do nice digipack releases, limited editions for all their stuff. We've also got, what the heck is this? Icons Unearthed Marvel from Mill Creek Entertainment. This is like a documentary? Unofficial, unauthorized documentary about Marvel. There you go. If you're a big Marvel fan, it's clearly unofficial and unauthorized because there's nothing. The art on the front is all just like generic superheroes. Is it actually about Marvel Studio? Like Marvel? I don't know. That's very weird. I'm going to read the back because I'm curious and see what it says. Full-length behind-the-scenes interviews with cast, crew, and experts revealing never-before-seen stories about the most iconic cinematic universe. It is. It is. Look, there it is. There's Coulson. Wow. And Lou Ferrigno. What a weird release from Mill Creek, but they're always keeping you on your toes. I don't know what Mill Creek's doing over there. They always have some very strange releases, but that's kind of fun. I remember those used to come out like all the time, like those weird little tiny documentaries. Like, what was it called? Mutants, Monsters, and Marvels, like the Stan Lee, Kevin Smith documentary that came out like around the first Spider-Man movie. I had a copy of that. I think I still do. It's back there in the cabinet. That's fun. What else we got? We got My Name is Alfred Hitchcock, coming from Cohen Media Group, which you can order through the Kino Lorber website. This is a documentary about Alfred Hitchcock, which is always cool. I feel like there's like 10 documentaries about Alfred Hitchcock. I have a different documentary back there. There's also the biopic back there starring Scarlett Johansson. I was on a big Alfred Hitchcock, or specifically Psycho kick when I first started collecting. So I have like a bunch of versions of Psycho and like the biopic about the making of Psycho and documentary about Psycho. So I got a bunch of that stuff back there. Probably don't need to keep all of it. Could probably start selling off some of that stuff, but that's nice that Cohen Media Group's putting out that little documentary film. And I think that's gonna do it for this week. We've got one more here from Kino Lorber. Usually they drop several things a week. This is like the only thing they're putting out this week. That Funny Feeling from 1965, a romantic comedy starring Sandra Dee and Bobby Darin and Donald O'Connor. I'm not familiar with any of those actors, but I love the poster. This is a real classic rom-com poster. Looks fun. That guy looks kind of like Judge Reinhold. But there you go. Sandra Dee stars as Joan Howell, a young and pretty maid-for-hire who meets and begins dating wealthy New York City businessman Tom Milford. Embarrassed about taking him home to her tiny apartment, Joan brings Tom to a swanky apartment she cleans, not knowing it's really his place. Oh, that's fun. Tom carries on the deception until Joan discovers who he really is and sets out to exact sweet, feminine revenge. Interesting. So a little bit of shop around the corner there, a little bit of the apartment. Some fun stuff. That's from 1965. I like 60s movies. Grace might like that one. Might have to add that to the list. One more here, The Spiral Road, also from Kino Lorber. Just missed this one. An adventure film, also from the 60s, 1960s too. Look at this cast. Rock Hudson and Burl Ives. Wow. Who doesn't love Rock Hudson? Rock Hudson can do no wrong. He's awesome. I don't know if I've ever seen Burl Ives like act. That's amazing. Maybe I have. I don't think so, though. That's really cool. 1962 adventure movie about an arrogant young doctor that helps an eccentric older doctor care for natives in the Dutch West Indies circa 1930. Oh, that's even better. It's an adventure movie about the 30s. Challenged by love, leprosy, and black magic. That's a great sentence. Challenged by love, leprosy, and black magic, he undergoes a series of ordeals on a spiritual journey through the jungles of Java. That's incredible. That is amazing. I did not think I would be reading that tonight. What a way to end it. That is everything that's coming out this week. Thank you guys for hanging in there while I went on a little adventure there that I wasn't expecting. Let's go ahead and jump back to the chat. We'll talk for about 30 more minutes. Anything you want to talk about. We can talk about Criterion. We can talk about the new Lionsgate stuff, A24, the Arrow video sale. Like I said, I went and checked out at Barnes & Noble today. But after that, I'm going to cut it off right at an hour so I can get back to shooting my top 10 releases of the year and get that video up for you guys in the next few days. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Even though it's a slower week, we've still got a good number of people here. Thank you guys so much for coming. All right, let me scroll back up and see where we left off. Nacho! I saw The Brutalist and A Better Man over the weekend. The Brutalist is phenomenal, but I was 4 hours at the theater, 25-minute trailers, plus 3 hours and 30 minutes, plus 15-minute intermission, but it's worth it. I'm excited to see it. We did watch the Golden Globes a few weeks ago, whenever that was. Grace likes to watch the award shows, so I watched it with her, and yeah, I'm so far behind. I have not seen anything from this year. I need to catch up. I've only seen a few things, so I got a lot of catching up to do. Hopefully I can do that in the next couple weeks, so I can actually be a little bit more informed when the Oscars happens. Dwayne "The Rock" Hudson, speaking of, okay, which Godzilla Minus One is best? I swear a new one comes out every month. Yeah, they keep cranking out releases of that. It's like we had to wait for like an entire year, no releases. Everyone was mad that we weren't getting any releases, and now we're just getting tons of them. PTP, I'll take a new The Third Man release with less cardboard. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like the digipacks that Criterion does. I love them. I'm a big fan. You got to be careful with them. They are delicate. Alden, I have the Brooklyn Nine-Nine complete series, and I'm watching season 5 right now. The DVD has individual cases and is a great set. Awesome. I remember you talking about, you're a big fan of those like TV sets, because I think, Alden, you were also talking to me about the Psych set, the complete series of Psych on DVD. Love those. They do a lot of cool stuff. No Blu-ray. I mean, especially no 4K. But yeah, a lot of shows kind of got stuck on DVD, which is fine. That's kind of cool. I know it's a lot of work to like restore entire 10, 8, 9 series of television. So that's fine. Godzilla. DVD is good enough. I started reading the second question. Joshua LeBure, Godzilla release is exciting because it has the color and black and white version. Oh, okay. I guess that's what they meant by 2 cuts. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's exciting. That's a throwback. Kevin House, I just looked up Incubus in Leonard Maltin's movie guide. He gave it 3 stars, good. It says it is creepy and plays like a feature-length Outer Limits episode, which to me is a good thing. That's pretty cool. That's interesting to me. I'm still interested. Internet user, does Harold and Maude have a 4K release? If not, it should. It does. It's not from Criterion, though. It's from Paramount Presents. I don't know if Criterion's going to get the rights back to any of those Paramount Presents titles, those Paramount movies, because Paramount Presents put out like all of them. I think they also put out Nashville, and they also put out Rosemary's Baby. So I don't know if Criterion's going to be getting the rights back to those anytime soon, but hopefully. I'd like a Criterion release. I know a lot of people weren't happy with the Rosemary's Baby release just based on the packaging alone, but I think that the transfer was pretty good. Movie Addict Matt, another Matt in the chat, Rumpelstiltskin keeps getting pushed back. That's TerraVision for you, though. Yeah, well, and I'll go ahead and spoil what I was talking about earlier. The only TerraVision release I've ever got is the Dante's Inferno, and it got pushed back too. I think I ordered it in like September, October of last year, and I didn't get it till like February. It kept getting pushed back. But that's fine, because they put out great releases, and they're very tiny, so I'll give them a little slack. I've got plenty to watch. I'm not in a rush. Joshua LeBure, I need to renew my Oscilloscope subscription. So many great releases last year of films I would have missed otherwise. Oh, I didn't know they had a subscription. That's pretty cool. Everyone's doing that. That's all the rage these days. I think they might have been one of the first ones, though, because Vinegar Syndrome's been doing it, and Deaf Crocodile's doing it now. I don't think I can do it, but more power to the people who can afford that, because that's a cool way to do it. You get like a pleasant little surprise in the mail every month that you don't have to, well, you do have to pay for it up front, but I don't know. It's fun. It's fun to get it spread out like that. Patrick Craig, Oscilloscope Labs is one of the most underrated boutique labels. Patrick Craig will be screaming that from the mountaintops, any chance he gets. I love Patrick and Joshua. Both these guys are both into some really obscure labels that I like to shout out whenever I can too. Carrie Witt, yes, Godzilla Minus One release has the black and white, which I might like even more. Even saw it in theaters. Holy awesome. Sorry. Don't apologize for puns. It's okay. Puns are good here. We're fine. We're all friends. Collector Movie Man. I'm seeing September 7 this Thursday, and then next week I'm seeing The Brutalist, 3 hours and 35 minutes plus 20 minutes worth of previews and a 15-minute intermission. Wow, you're the second person that has made a big deal out of the runtime of that. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I kind of don't feel bad for you, because I saw Satan Tango in the theater, which was 7.5 hours with 2 20-minute intermissions. And that was my whole day. So it could be worse. Although Satan Tango is amazing. I actually just popped it in right before I started filming tonight, because I got this. I haven't talked about it on the channel yet, but this box set is incredible. It's so cool. And it's definitely making my top 10 list. I'm giving away so many spoilers. But more people will watch that video than will watch this, so it's not a big deal. It looks amazing. As soon as I got to the menu of Satan Tango and the music started playing, everything started flooding back. Like that experience was so memorable, and I'm never going to forget that experience. Seeing that in the theater was amazing. If you get a chance to see that in the theater, go see it. It's awesome. Nacho, if you have the Mubi app, they are playing Sometimes I Think About Dying. Oh, that's cool. I need to get into Mubi. I've never looked at the app, and I don't have any of their releases. I think The Substance is going to be our first release from them. We definitely got to pick that up. I think that comes out just a couple weeks. When does that come out? Oh, next week? Yes, next week that comes out. Whew, that's going to be a must pick up. That's a day one pickup for us for sure. Prism's Collection Corner. Hey, Films by Color, you safe with the fires? Yes, I'm way over on the East Coast. I'm nowhere near California. I just saw Sonic 3 Thursday, and I'm excited to grab it on physical. I also just purchased the Flash movie, the Walmart Icon Edition. I didn't even know there was a Walmart exclusive edition of that. That's cool. Congratulations. PTP, speaking of The Third Man, any news on upgrade or new impeding release regarding another from director Carol Reed, Odd Man Out? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do a 4K of that or not. I know it has a Blu-ray in the Criterion Collection. I have it back there, but I don't know if they're going to upgrade that one or not. Maybe since they can't get the rights to Third Man, they'll do that one instead, just to like stick it to Lionsgate. Henry Bidencap, speaking of TCM, Hitchcock films on January 15th and 22nd with new doc on Blackmail, both versions. Sweet. I wish I could keep up with TCM. There's just too much. I have too much on my own shelf to try to keep up with what TCM's putting out, but I love what they do. It's awesome. Baloney would love to see a boutique section for all labels at Barnes & Noble. My store only has a section for Criterion, Arrow, Kino Lorber, and other labels are scattered amongst the standard Blu-rays. Well, that's better than my store does. My store doesn't have any. My store has a Criterion section, and that's it. All the other, like, boutique, or I guess Kino and Arrow is all it is. Just those two. They're all mixed in. So you got to go on a scavenger hunt to find them. I know some stores carry indicator releases, which is amazing. I wish my store carried indicator releases. Never happened yet, but maybe. Right now they have an A24 section, which is pretty cool, but that's it. And it's very small because there's only like a handful of releases from them. Internet user, I rewatched All That Heaven Allows today. Great stuff. Such a good movie. Perfect time to watch it. It goes through Christmas. A lot of wintry scenes in that movie. I rewatched because we had a snow day here this weekend for the first time in forever. So after a long morning of playing outside in the snow with the kids, their first snow day ever, we came in, sat down with some hot chocolate by the fireplace, and watched The Gold Rush. What a great movie. What a perfect movie to watch on a snow day. The best movie to watch on a snow day. It's amazing. We watched the 1942 re-release of it, which adds some voiceover narration done by Chaplin himself, and it also edits the film down a little bit. I think it's actually the superior version. I got to agree with Chaplin on that. I really, really like that version. And that's the version that we get the incredible score that Chaplin did for it. Iconic score. Iconic movie. Amazing. If you haven't seen The Gold Rush, watch it. That's my recommendation for the day. Dan's Den. Doubt the Spiral Road is that very PC to a modern eye. Yeah, I'm sure. A 60s movie set in the 30s, probably not holding up great, but I love me some King Solomon's Mines level adventure movies. What else we got here? Marty, too bad the Lionsgate might get The Third Man. I would have much preferred it released by Criterion. Yeah, it's interesting. I was actually thinking about this today when the news came that Arrow, I think it was, is getting all these rights to all these movies that are technically already in the Criterion Collection. So the 4Ks are probably going to go to other labels. I was thinking about how when Criterion was like big, when Criterion was like the first one doing this, they're like the only store in town for boutique labels for like a long time. So everything, all the rights for these old movies was going to them. Nowadays, there's so much competition. New boutique labels sprout up every single week. I feel like we talk about a new one every week. My entire top 10 releases from last year only had one repeat. There's 9 different labels, 10 movies, 9 different labels. That's how many different labels were putting out such great stuff last year. So I'm excited to talk about those. I'm excited for 2025, see what happens. We've got new ones still cropping up. We've got Lionsgate now jumping in the game. It sucks if you're a Criterion like purist, like you want to collect only Criterion, but it's cool. It's cool to get, different kinds of labels in your collection, I think. I'm excited about it. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone. Let's see. Robert Rogers, don't forget to hit like, everyone. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you holding the torch. I appreciate it. Yeah, hit the like button if you like the video. Prism's Collection Corner. Hope all of you are safe from the fires. Me too. I actually have a personal friend of mine who's been on the channel, Connor, his twin brother lives in LA, so I hope he's doing all right. I've been talking to him about that last couple days. Connor's going to be visiting me here on the East Coast in 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that. We're going to have some fun when he's here. Kevin House, Bobby Darin, and Burl Ives were both singers who also did a fair share of acting. Plus, Darin and Sandra Dee were married for a while, and Donald O'Connor was one of the great film dancers. Okay, interesting. It's interesting that they're all singers and dancers, but that's not a musical. That's fun. Yeah, I know that. There's a lot of Bing Crosby did a ton of movies, and you got Frank Sinatra also around the same time. Fred Astaire, that was the big era where you had to be a singer and a dancer and an actor, triple threat. You had to do everything. Alden Tuttle, I felt lied to because I thought the host of the Golden Globes was going to be Celine Dion, and it turned out to be someone named Nikki. Yeah, I didn't know who that was. I wasn't familiar with her either, but she did good. She did well. She did fine. Eva Wax, I think it might have only seen a couple of the movies nominated for Oscars. We'll have to start catching up. Yeah, I'm so far behind. I haven't seen anything. So you're doing better than me. Brent saw Eggers' Nosferatu in the theater here the weekend. It was great, but I think Herzog's version is still the best. Whoa, Brent, you're telling me that the Herzog version is better than the original? Whoa, that's crazy. That's madness. I can't listen to that. I haven't seen the Herzog version, so I can't say. I have no opinion because I haven't seen it, but I love the original so much. But I'm a silent film guy. But maybe I gotta watch that. I gotta watch all three. That'd be a fun little weekend. I do want to see the original. I do want to see the new one. I haven't seen it yet. No Borders was lucky to see 70mm Brutalist this weekend. It doesn't drag at all, just on the train home from Baltimore after seeing the new restoration of Bresson's Lancelot do Lot. Wow. What a fun-filled weekend you had. That's crazy. Marty finally received North by Northwest 4K Ultimate Collector's Edition. It's a gorgeous set and comes in a WD cardboard shipping case, so it's pristine. I wish everything would be shipped like that. Interesting. Where'd you get it from? I'm kind of tempted. I've heard that restoration is incredible. I've seen it on several top 10 lists, and I was not super pumped about getting the standard release here in the States. Is that a UK edition? Did you get it from Diabolic or Orbit? Let me know, because I'm considering it. How much was it, first of all? I don't want to pay $80 for it, but if it's around, I don't know, I might be persuaded. Alden, I love the complete series of Psych. I also personally love having TV shows on DVD because I can take them anywhere. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I think it's probably better to take TV shows on vacation than movies, because you're not really sitting down and watching movies while you're on vacation. You're kind of just walking around talking with family, and TV's nice to have on in the background. Patrick Craig, I just got my first Deaf Crocodile subscription today. Cathedral of the New Emotions. Had never done a subscription before, though Oscilloscope has been offering them for years. Awesome. I'm excited. I also have Cathedral of the New Emotions back there on the shelf. They sent me that one a few days, a week ago now. I need to finally get to it. I've been trying to catch up on other releases, but I'm very excited to catch up on that one. I still have 2 other Deaf Crocodiles I got to watch, so it's going to be a Deaf Crocodile binge probably towards the end of this week, maybe this weekend, so I can get caught up on those. I've been trying to get my top 10s in order from last year, but as soon as I get those out, I'm going to start working on 2025 releases. Ben loves movies. I saw today that Shout Studios now has the rights to a ton of John Woo's work. So it was Shout Studios. I was totally wrong about that. Sorry about that. The Killer and A Better Tomorrow. Very excited, as these don't have great releases and hard to find online. Yeah, very excited about that. I think I saw in that same post that Chinese Ghost Story the Chinese Ghost Story trilogy is also going to get a release. That's awesome. If you haven't seen Chinese Ghost Story, watch it this October, because it is bananas. It's so fun. And I haven't seen the second 2. I'd love to see the rest of the trilogy, because that first one's it's like an Evil Dead knockoff that's also a Chinese martial arts movie that's also a musical where the monk, the spiritual monk sensei guy who's has to train, and he does a rap. He his training montage, he's literally rapping while he's training, and then goes and beats up a bunch of zombies. It's crazy. It's amazing. And I need it I need a boutique release of it. If it's just Shout Factory, that's fine. I was hoping it was Arrow or something like that. But hopefully they do the trilogy right and put out a nice box set for all 3 films. There is a M Life box set, a trilogy box set from China, but those are crazy expensive. It's $150 for the trilogy, so I can't pay for that. But if Shout Factory puts out a nice little $60 release, I might spring for it. Prisms, are any physical release orders being delayed with the fires? I assume most production and distribution isn't affected. I don't know. I don't know if most things go through LA or not. That's a good question. I think most of them are like straight from overseas and come straight to the distributors. So I don't think that should be a problem, but maybe. I know it's messing up a lot of other Hollywood stuff. Like I know a lot of the award shows are delaying their announcements. But yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. Josh says, I need that Bellatar set. It's awesome. It's amazing. And it softens the blow a little bit of missing out on the Eureka Serials box set, which I really wanted to get and I totally missed out on. So stupid. I had it in my cart. I waited too long. It sold out and now I'm never going to get my hands on it. Ugh. Sucks. Let's see. Oh, Habakkuk Rico, name I don't think I've said before. Welcome to the stream. I upgraded my 4K player to a Sony 700 for $40. What? That's incredible. $40? You got a Sony X700? That's the player. That was my first player until I upgraded to the Panasonic. Well, I didn't upgrade to the Panasonic. I just got a Panasonic. So now I have two players. But that's a great player. I've never had any issues with it. It's awesome. So congrats, man. That's awesome. Dwayne the Rock Hudson. I added tags for labels to everything I logged on Letterboxd last year. I highly recommend it because now I have a better idea of which labels I should focus on. That's really cool, actually. I actually do that in my database app that I keep my collection in. So I have all those. I can just flick on a label tag and see everything I bought from those. So I don't think I need to do that in Letterboxd, but it would be cool. It would be actually cool to do that for stuff I've watched, not just stuff I've bought. No Borders. Nosferatu is the loudest silent film I've ever seen. Lots of visual callbacks to Murnau. Yeah, I love it. It's great. I watched it for the first time a couple years ago, and it was such a fun experience. And genuinely creepy. Ethan Edwards, All That Heaven Allows makes a great triple feature with Ali, Fear Eats the Soul, and Far From Heaven. Ooh, interesting. I didn't know Ali. I knew Far From Heaven was kind of a pseudo remake. I think that's Todd Haynes, but I didn't know Fear Eats the Soul was kind of related. I might have to. I plan on watching that this year. I'm finally gonna dive into Fassbinder this year. I got a lot of catching up to do, but that's the first one I'm gonna watch because that's the big one. Carrie Witt, I feel if somebody had the Barnes & Noble CEO's ear, we could sell him on the idea of a boutique section at their stores. I think it would go over like gangbusters. I'm trying. I'm working on it, man. I don't have the CEO's ear, but I have a contact on the marketing team at corporate, and I've been going back and forth with them. They are the ones that gave me like the A24 spot, and then we talked about Arrow Video. I shot a video for them today. And there's a couple other 50% off sales for two different studios coming in the next couple weeks. I don't know when I'm allowed to release that yet. I've already asked them, like, when can I tell my audience about this? But I know the next two, and you guys will be excited about those. And then I'm trying to see if we can, like, work something for Criterion, because we've done all the other labels, and Criterion's like the biggest thing for my audience and this channel. So I'm trying to talk to them about it. We'll see how it goes. Baloney, please let Grace know she inspired me to quickly get the We Live in Time when I watched her searching in Barnes & Noble. Oh, cool. I will let her know. And I got your email. I have your address. I will be sending that release out to you shortly. They're still right here. Sorry, I didn't have a chance to run to the post office today, but I will do that this week, probably tomorrow. I'm going to try to send those out to you guys. Thanks again for entering into that contest. Let's see. We've got about 10 minutes left on the show. Any other burning questions you guys got or conversation topics you want to talk about? No Borders. Everyone who likes any version of Nosferatu should check out Shadow of the Vampire. Thanks for the recommendation. Bailey Walsh, I'm in South Cal. I'm safe from the fires, but it's absolutely insane. Definitely on edge, especially when the wind picks up, but I don't think my area will be affected. Fingers crossed. Wow. Well, good luck to you, Bailey. I didn't know you were in California. That's actually really cool. All the best. Jeffrey might do a rewatch of Stop Making Sense soon since I've been sitting on the A24 release for a bit now. Do it. It's amazing. I just watched it last night, actually, trying to catch up on last year's releases. Thank you to Jeffrey. Shout out to Jeffrey. He's the one who originally... So last year, for the first time, I watched True Stories. I'd never seen it before. I've never even really been into Talking Heads before. Just never had heard their music. So I jumped in, and I knew Jeffrey's like super knowledgeable on music. So I reached out to him and I asked him what a good like album to start with, or some songs I should start with to prepare for true stories. And he told me to check out the Stop Making Sense album. So I listened to that for a few weeks before I finally watched this. Loved this. This is an amazing Criterion release. And then just last night I watched Stop Making Sense and poured a glass of Epicurean Scotch whiskey that Jeffrey gave me while he was visiting in town, and it went perfect with the release. It was wonderful. Had a great night. Let's see what else we got here. Marty, thank you for responding. I got my North by Northwest 4K from Zavvi, sold out there. Still might be available elsewhere. Cost about $80 after shipping and exchange. It was a UK exclusive. Okay, so it's one of those. Is it Warner Brothers? I love those Zavvi exclusives. Like they did a Beetlejuice one that I really want. They did a Warner, obviously the Wizard of Oz one. I don't think that one wasn't an exclusive, but they did a Willy Wonka one that I want so bad. It's incredible, but it's really expensive on eBay. Sold out too. So, maybe I missed out on that. I love those exclusives, but I wish they weren't $80. Very expensive. Prisms trailers got delayed. I don't know how though. When they already edited, I guess subject matter. Oh, interesting. Like, because of the fires. Matt, what's a good movie database app for the collection? I use My Movies. I think they're on version 5, so it's called My Movies 5. I think it's like $15. It's a lifetime access, but they do like an upgrade every couple years. So it'll go to My Movies 6 in like a couple years. So if you want to update to the next one, you got to pay $15. So that I'll tell you that up front. I think it's worth it, and I like to support them because they're a real small company. I think the UI is much better than the CLZ Movies app, but you can also use that one. I know a lot of people use that one. I like My Movies a little bit better. They give you a lot of control over like I said, putting tags and categories and search filters and stuff, so I can find stuff really easily and look at all my movies for a specific label or a specific genre or a specific year. It was actually very helpful putting together my top 10 list, because I could just pop a filter on 2024 and set it to sort by release date, and I could just look back at the entire year and see what came out when and which ones are my favorites. So it helped out a lot. I like it a lot. Not a sponsor, but I really like the app. Magnitude Rev popping in to say hi. Hey, Magnitude. Nice, always nice to see you. Nice to hear from you. Speaking of boutique labels, has anyone seen Vinegar Syndrome's shelf dividers with the distributors? I did see those. Names etched on the spine. Would love those for all labels and studios, not just the boutiques. Yeah, that's really cool. I saw those when I was looking at their daily deals for the first week of January. It's pretty cheap too. It's not too expensive. It'd be a nice little throw into your order for something. I didn't do it yet, but it'd be cool. I don't have enough Vinegar Syndrome partner label stuff. I only have a few here and there. And obviously I don't order them by labels. I order them by color. Marty, yes, North by Northwest was Warner. The 4K transfer is amazing, but if you like chunky boxes, it's great. The booklet included is the same as the 50th anniversary Digibook edition. Oh, okay. I have that. I actually have that version. So that's maybe a reason not to do it. Let's see. We've got how much time left? 7 minutes. 7 minutes left on the program. Jeffrey, glad you enjoyed the whiskey and that pairing gelled well together. It did, and I really enjoyed it. That's the first time I ever had Scotch whiskey, and it was great. It was clear. It was clear whiskey, which I've never seen. Delicious. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. I'm still working my way through all the whiskey that Jeffrey gave me when he was here. He gave me a bunch of stuff. It was great. Thank you so much. Let's see. Nacho, I'm watching Showgirl in the room next door tomorrow. Oh, enjoy. That should be a lot of fun. Fafa Phil, if you like Stop Making Sense, then you should see American Utopia. Is it another concert film? Because this was my first ever concert film. I thought I wouldn't really be interested, but I had a great time. It was really fun. I'll talk about it more in my top 10 in just, 7 minutes? 6 minutes? I've actually already filmed that part, so I'm going to be jumping into like my top 6. Why so Bluetooth? Oh, I pre-ordered the chunky box sets of The Brood and Scanners from Orbit on 4K. Also threw in their Ed edition of Felidae. I think he means LE edition of Felidae, 4K as well. Awesome. Felidae is an animated, brutal, like animated film that's very bloody and dark. But I saw that Scanners 4K set. That actually looks really cool. Kind of spoilerly though. They like put like the big shots from Scanners. They put that like all over the front of the box, but it looks cool. I like it. I didn't know they did a Brood too. That's pretty cool. Carrie Witt got lucky at Half Price Books, never do, and found Arrow's deluxe box set of Barbarella, still sealed for $50. Miracles, dude. That's cheaper than, wow, that's amazing. That's cheaper than I paid for it. I think brand new it was like 60, wasn't it? That's crazy. Awesome. Well, enjoy. It's a bonkers movie, a beautiful transfer, and a beautiful box set. Looks awesome. I love that set. Perfect movie to watch with friends. Have someone over. Don't watch it by yourself. Watch it with friends. Me and Grace had a great time watching that. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else? Baloney. Good night, everyone. I'm bowing out so DJ can get back to work. See you all next week. Yeah. I'll be heading out too in about 5 minutes. Magnitude says American Utopia is directed by Spike Lee. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's what's crazy. I mean, Stop Making Sense is directed by Jonathan Demme, and looks incredible. I was not expecting to be thinking about cinematography and direction and editing while I was watching a concert, but I was, because it was awesome looking. It looked incredible. More recommendations for concert films. Ethan Edwards says, check out Gimme Shelter and The Last Waltz. Last Waltz, yeah. It's crazy how many like big directors like Scorsese did concert films, but it makes sense. I mean, everybody likes music. Carrie Witt, yes, American Utopia is fantastic. Spike Lee did it. I even took my kid to see it on Broadway. Amazing. Movie Addict Matt just got in my Radiance release of Haxon. Curious what people's thoughts are that have already watched it. Have you not seen Haxon? Watch it. It's amazing. Don't wait for spooky season. Just watch it now. Watch it now. It's great. And you're really spoiling my list here, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It is an incredible release. Sorry, Criterion. Radiance beat you. I mean, look at that original poster art right there. You get a nice, thick, hefty booklet about the film. You get so many different versions of the film. You got 3 different audio soundtracks that you can watch it with. You got like 4 different cuts of the film. You've got the original release. You've got the English release, and you got 2 different alternate cuts of the film. The main release is presented with a score by Matty B, who is an incredible modern day composer who does silent film scores. He did the silent film score for my favorite silent film released from Criterion, The Phantom Carriage. It's one of my favorite scores of all time. I popped this in a little bit. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but I popped this in the other day to see some of the scenes with his score. It sounds great. I can't wait to finish it. Awesome release. Radiance is killing it. Do it. If you have it, watch it. If you already own it, watch it tonight. Don't wait. Let's see. Why So Blue Tube? Feel a Day and Watership Down double feature. Yeah, I'm sure they would go great together. Throw in the Plague Dogs too. Why not? Just really bum yourself out. Dwayne The Rock Hudson. Demi was such a dude. R.I.P. to a real one. Yeah, that was what, 2017 already? That was a while ago that he passed away. Internet user Something Wild by Demi is great as well. So many classics. Carrie Witt, prep wallets for next week. Everyone looks to be a killer release week. Yeah, let's do that real quick. We got some time. Let's take a little sneak peek. We never do this. Let's see what's coming out next week. So January 21st, like I said, Substance coming out next week. Incredible. Probably my favorite movie of the year because I haven't seen much yet, but I don't know if it'll stay there once I see some other things. We also got the big things that people already mentioned. We've got Kill Bill 1 and 2 and Jackie Brown getting Lionsgate exclusive releases on Steelbook. Yeah, tons of stuff coming out this week. I know everyone's excited about Venom: The Last Dance getting a 4K. That's going to be flying off the shelves. We got The Grifters coming out from Criterion. A lot of people excited about that one. Heretic coming out from A24. Lots of good stuff. It is going to be a banger of a week, as they say. So hopefully you guys tune in next week and we'll talk about more movies for an hour and a half. We'll do the full show next week. This week I got to cut it short because I got a lot of videos to make. But next week we'll be here for an hour and a half, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell your friends. Don't miss it. Let's keep it going in 2025. And that's all I got for this week. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, keep collecting. And I'll be back with another one real soon.